Peace and love, everyone. We are just getting started. This is going to be an excellent live today. We're going to be talking about our trip that we just took. Last week, we were not even here. We were in the Bahamas via cruise, and we are going to be talking about our experience cruising as a family for the first time. So we are going to let a couple people get in here, and we'll take questions at the end. If anybody has any questions, we're going to be showing some pictures and videos. So stay tuned. Peace and love, family. Just let me know if you can hear me and we can get started. All right, family. You know what to do. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. You can use the chat to comment, ask questions. But we are going to be talking about our trip to Nassau, Bahamas, and Bimini, Bahamas. We just came home off of our first family cruise, which was amazing. Fun for everyone. So first of all, we were cruising with MSC Cruises. They are a European cruise line, and it was relaxing and it was fun for all age groups. So if you know us, you know that we have 5 children of our own. My sister came, she has 4 children, and the children are pretty much from age 1 all the way to 21. So it was a large scale, of different ages that, we were traveling with. And so to find something that was fun for everybody, I thought it was going to be difficult, but it wasn't. There's so many things to do on aboard the ship, and it's accommodating to all age groups. They had uh baby rooms, teen rooms, kid rooms for all ages, where you could pretty much just drop your children off. They're supervised at all times. And the staff was super friendly and knowledgeable, and it just made, life for parents more convenient to enjoy their time on the ship. So I really, really like that. There are restaurants aboard and a buffet. So of course, being a large group, the buffet was hitting every time for everyone because it's such a variety of, foods and drink to choose from, that it was just a hit overall for everybody. Now, as a mom, I was a little worried about cruising for the first time. And we've lived in Brazil, so we've taken, flights and everything with the children. But it's been a long time, and now our youngest is 11, and she, it was pretty much her first time, on a plane. And so, of course, traveling with kids, you got to keep them occupied. So, just having little devices and stuff so that they could play games with was super cool. It was super helpful. Of course, I went out and got um different things like Pepto, you know, um things to take for dizziness, Dramamine. I just was like, I don't know how anyone's gonna feel. I don't know how everyone's gonna be affected, and everybody was affected in different ways. Some people, can really feel the ship, when it was, in motion. So that motion sickness kind of kicked in for some of us. But it died down after you got used to the boat moving, well, the ship moving. So it wasn't a real big issue for anybody. So I was super happy about that because nobody wants to be feeling sick on a ship for a week, So if you plan on cruising, I do recommend to, pick up some of those things before you board because it was super helpful to have. And then, on the buffet with all these different foods and, you know, I definitely would tell you to pick up some Tums or some Pepto because, you just eat the wrong thing or overeat. And that could, send you in the opposite direction as well. But overall, we had an inside cabin, which I did on purpose because a lot of people, you know, who has the ocean view or the balcony view, they said that they can feel the boat moving more because they can see the water moving. So I was like, well, this is our first time. I don't want, I want the best experience. And so I picked inside cabins, which was perfect for us. I don't think I do want a balcony or ocean view. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I would try it, but I really enjoy having an inside cabin. Um, Back to the ship, there was tons of parties, friendly people from all over the world. I was able to, practice all my language skills because there's people on there. I'm talking about speaking Italian, Creole, Spanish, Portuguese, and that was a lot of fun. Hey, I'm gonna let my sister come in a little bit, talk about her experience. Hey, Katie, how are you today, honey?
Good evening, sis. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Pretty good. We're still on the highway, but I I jumped on for a little bit. Hopefully, Koa
Okay.
doesn't fly.
Well, I don't want you driving and being preoccupied. So if you want to say anything about your experience, you could, go ahead and just express how the overall trip was, how you liked it, how the children felt.
Let's see. Hey, Alani, how did you enjoy the trip? I'm gonna let the baby give you her experience. How did you enjoy the cruise?
I like
Did you like it a little bit or a lot?
a lot.
What was your favorite thing?
Um, I like all of it.
You don't have a favorite?
I like all of it. But if it would be a favorite, I really like the bubble party.
The bubble part.
It
Oh,
was
I didn't see that.
yes, it was bubbles coming out and stuff.
What do you like, that?
Cruise really, but my favorite part was probably that you got to eat 24/7. Like they just made more and more food. It's really good.
So I think from my children's standpoint, they enjoy the 24-hour buffet. Um, I enjoyed it. I would most definitely cruise again. I enjoyed MSC. I I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about the inside cabin, but it actually ended up being really good. I could see myself doing the inside cabin again. And
Yeah,
same
I
like
feel
you,
the
I'm
same.
not opposed. I would try a balcony, but my experience with the indoor cabin, it was much better than I expected. Anyhow,
Right. Yeah, I feel the same way. Well, thank you, girls. Sienna says she wants to talk about a little bit about her experience. Sienna, what did you like about the whole trip, or what was your favorite part?
I like the when we got
to go to the islands.
You like the islands, the port?
And go to Bimini and get to go to the beach.
Okay.
And it was fun swimming in the pool too.
Mm.
But I also like the white part.
You like the white party?
Yeah.
Yeah, the white party was fun. It was fun watching you guys dance at the white party too.
It was.
Alani was going.
I wish I recorded her, Alani dancing at the white party. And then I don't know if you mentioned sis, but sunscreen.
Yes.
I highly recommend sunscreen. We all look like we have a snake skin over here right now.
Right. Okay. So here that is right because we never had to use sunscreen before, and we used to live in the sun and we just never applied it. But that sun in the Bahamas was intense, and it was not even summertime. Even in the overcast a little bit, you get sunburnt. And I don't know if it's because we've been in the cold Ohio for over 6 months of winter. But going down there, we were toasted. Um, so yeah,
Definitely.
yep, I highly recommend getting, some sunscreen or after sun care. Like we were using a lot of Egyptian magic, and that helped to soothe, some of the sunburn and some of the peeling that was going on from being out in the sun. But days later, like right now, I mean, we our tan is popping. Everybody who's seen me, they're like, "Oh my god."
You have been somewhere.
We couldn't even recognize the children. Like I was like, I don't recognize these kids. Everybody looks different.
Everybody looks different.
But it is beautiful. And that vitamin D, the
Yeah.
beaches, I mean, it was just so beautiful. Um, which port or which beach was you guys' favorite? Or which island was you guys' favorite?
I would say Bimini. I
Yes.
am a fan of Bimini.
Yes, we are too.
Yeah.
Bimini
Bimini was
was
my favorite.
Yeah,
That's
Bimini was
beautiful
beautiful.
there.
Super beautiful. We found the the part of Bimini where it wasn't a lot of people. It was a lot less traffic. It was clean. It was more relaxing. The beach was beautiful, and we really really enjoyed Bimini. We found the shipwreck at the southern tip of the island. Well, we don't really know the story behind the shipwreck, but I just knew that after seeing it online a couple of times, I was like, okay, we gotta go check that out. And I'm glad we did because I mean the pictures speak for themselves. It's just, breathtaking. Bimini was amazing.
I highly recommend everyone checking out that port.
Yes. And it wasn't busy at all. Not like
No.
getting off at Nassau. Nassau was popping. A lot of people, a lot of different ships. When we were at Bimini, we were the only ship that was docked there.
Right.
And so that made a difference because it was kind of like having the whole island, the whole part of the island to ourselves.
Versus what was it? 6 ships docked at in Nassau.
Right, right. Nassau was a lot more busier. But Nassau was cool. I kind of got a vibe from Nassau. It was kind of like a tropical New Orleans to me. I don't know why, but I was like, it gave me a vibe like being in New Orleans,
I
and
can see that. Yes.
but
Now that
but
you say
tropical,
that.
but on the beach. So I would like to do that with the all adult trip too. I think traveling with the children, it was wonderful and fun, but I think it'll be a whole different experience with just the adults.
Most definitely. But I
Yeah,
feel like overall it was a great trip, especially traveling with 9 ourselves plus 9 children.
yeah, right. Yep, yep. It was 12 of us. We
Everything
kind
went
of took
well.
over. It did. And again, I was just surprised at all the activities on the ship that they had, to keep everyone happy and occupied. I really liked that. And the girls, of course, they're social butterflies, so they made a bunch of friends from all over the place, and I thought that was cool having that team club available for them. But yes,
Yeah, the clubs, the kids clubs, that's a bonus. Even if you take children, you have that option
definitely.
to drop off.
Yeah, and then the shows were cool too. Like that circus show was outstanding. I was not expecting that.
I enjoyed it. We actually went back to the 9:30 showing, and I let Alani watch that first half.
Yeah.
And I missed the bubble show or the bubble party.
Yeah, the bubble party. I think the girls, the two youngest girls, they really, really liked that bubble party. They were covered in bubble.
I must have been asleep at that moment because I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think you went upstairs with the baby and you didn't come down yet to the pool. Yep, but I love the shows. The comedian, they had comedy, and we didn't really like it. It wasn't even really our type of comedy, but um, it still was there for people, and I thought that was cool.
Hey, sis, Kalani wants to chime in really quick.
Wait, say
Okay.
what?
What you just was
Hey,
telling me.
girl.
Oh, the dance? Oh, about the dance battles. They were funny. Everybody was up there dancing, and their dance moves, they were just funny. Like everybody was dancing. The oh man.
She
Yeah,
enjoyed the dance battles.
yeah, yeah. The dance battles were cool. I you just having the kids dancing at the white party. I mean, I think that took everything off. Would you like Zion? Oh, I like the dancing too. You like the dancing? Overall, what did you like about the whole trip? What was your favorite part? Going to the beaches. The beaches. I think they just really loved, being out there on the beaches. Meeting the people. Yeah, but like I said, we will definitely do it again. Um, and I know every year when the kids get older, it'll just probably get better because it's like less work for us to manage all the kids and watch everybody.
Right. The older they get, the better. But
Right.
still, overall, I think everyone done good for the most part.
Yeah.
It was a good experience.
Yeah, definitely. And I didn't really get to visit the shops and stuff on the ship, but there were a lot of shops though. And then like the casino, we walked through there a couple of times. It
I
looked
feel like there was so much that we didn't even get to do.
right.
I mean, they overload the schedules on those ships. Like, it's no possible way that you could see everything or
Right,
attend
unless you're there
everything.
for 10 days.
Right.
But yes, well, thank y'all for hopping on here
Thank
and
you.
talking a little bit about the cruise. Um, Even before and after we hopped on the cruise ships, just doing things in Miami was pretty cool too. So overall, the trip was amazing, and I can't wait to do it again. Put together family trips as well as adults only trips, cruises and resorts.
And keep me posted because I'm ready for the next one.
Definitely. Well, we got one coming up in June for Orlando, and that's another family trip at a resort. And so I think that's gonna be great because the resort is a lot different, a lot more things to do, on the grounds where the kids could just go off and do what they want to do, and the grown-ups could do what we want to do. So I think that's gonna be fun. But I'm really gonna start looking into a winter cruise, for adults.
Yes, let me know.
Yeah, because I think I know like in the Caribbean, the winters are nothing like when we think of winter, like November, December. It's still like 75. It's still nice down there. So that'll be a good getaway from our code because our code is harsh up here. So that'd be something to look forward to. You have anything to say?
No, just I had a good time. It was cool. I just would advise people, like when you're on a cruise ship or just when you're traveling anyway, especially overseas, to take it easy on the food. Just especially on a ship though. I would say yeah, especially on a ship.
Right, because you got motion sickness, right?
Yeah.
And that wasn't fun.
Yeah, definitely wasn't fun. I had to stay on the ship when you guys went to Bimini, so I missed out on that. But just take it easy. I didn't even feel like I was eating too much, but just take it easy. Don't even, just
Right,
that's
because you
pretty
guys got to
much.
understand that while you're moving around on the ship is moving around on the water. So it's a whole different experience if you're not used to that, all that movement. And it can really affect some people. I could definitely feel the ship, and even in some of the videos that I was taking, um, even when I was standing still, my footage looked choppy because we're still moving on the ship. And yeah, it's crazy. But I slept so good every night. I slept like a baby, like I was in a water bed. And I really like that.
Oh, I most definitely agree with that. I slept like a baby
But
myself.
so sleeping, on the water for me was everything. And again, like our overall experience was the staff was super friendly. I mean, they clean the cabins a couple times a day, not only once. Like they come in and they'll vacuum, fix the beds, exchange towels and everything without you asking. And I really appreciated that. The only thing with some of the staff, like you could tell their English wasn't that good. So like, trying to explain stuff to them was sometimes kind of like um frustrating because it's like, okay, I don't even speak none of the languages that this guy's speaking, from the Philippines, but um that still didn't, it's he was still nice and super cool, so it still worked out fine once they understood exactly what we wanted. But yeah, I would definitely recommend the MSC Magnifica. It's a great ship, lots of fun things to do, plenty of activities for all age groups. Everything was outstanding, and I cannot wait to hop because like now I'm sold on cruising, y'all. I'm trying to cruise a couple times a year, and when I like retire and all my children are grown, like I'm gonna be on that world cruise for 150-day cruise. I I wouldn't mind it at all. So I love cruising, and I can't wait to experience different parts of the world via cruise ships. Because I don't really like sitting on a plane for that long. So that's the only reason why we haven't been to, like Hawaii or Japan or, all these other places around the world. Cause I'm like, I gotta be on a plane for 12 to 24 hours. No, thank you. But if I could take a cruise to go to some of these places, man, that'll be amazing. So that's definitely something to think about. Also, I did find the ferry that we talked about in previous Moorish Travel Monday segments, where I was telling people that there's a ferry that comes from Miami or Fort Lauderdale. It's called the Valeria, and it's like a 2.5 hour cruise on this ferry to the Bahamas, to the Bimini Islands. And so if you want to experience Bimini coming from Miami on a 2.5 hour ferry, you could definitely do that. And I think that's super cool. And you do need your passports to do that. But to cruise at a closed loop cruise actually means where you are getting on the cruise ship from a US port and you are coming back to that US port. So as long as you're leaving and coming back from a US port, you do not need a passport. You do need a valid state ID or a passport card or a driver's license along with your birth certificate if you do not have a passport. And I think that's cool for people who don't have passports. Sometimes passports can be pricey or take a long time to arrive. And if you want to, plan a cruise and you have your state ID or driver's license and your birth certificate, you can go ahead and book that cruise and be okay with those travel documents. And a lot of people didn't know that. I didn't know that, until I became a travel agent. So that is something definitely that a good piece of information that you can use for cruising. And embarking and disembarking from the ports, from the cruise ports, all you needed was to have your cabin card. So when you're coming on the cruise ship, they are creating a cabin card, like a cruise card for you. Your cruise card has all your information on it. What deck you're on, has your full name, have all your information on there so that when you're coming off and on the ship, it's easy. And then they take your picture so that they know it's you. Do not lose that cruise card because that's the only way they know, that you're cruising with this cruise line when you're going off and on the port. I think that was interesting to see because I did see a lot of people, coming off and on the ships, and you can come off and on the ships as many times as you want during the ports. So that was also cool. And some people, like my husband, like you don't even have to get off of the ship if you don't want to at some of these ports. Maybe you've experienced these ports before and you don't, care to do it again. You don't have to. So you could pretty much just stay on the ship. So I think that was cool too, how they give you options. And another part of the experience was when you first come on the ship. So it's a day at the port. So we ported at Port Miami. So our ship didn't leave till like 5-6 o'clock. Was it 5 o'clock? It was 5 o'clock. So you can get on there as early as you want and just enjoy the ship before it pulls off a port. So you can go on there, have lunch, walk around the ship, explore, all that. So you have a full day to do that, which I thought was cool. And they didn't make us wait, and getting on the ship and getting your cards made, and turning in your documents, it went pretty quick. It wasn't crowded at all. um they take your luggage, so you don't have to carry a whole bunch of stuff with you. They take your luggage and drop it off at your cabin or stateroom. That was pretty convenient and cool as well. So if we everybody just backpacked it on my end, so we didn't have luggage. But if you have luggage, you were supposed to print out a luggage tag and put it on your luggage before you're boarding the ship. So that was important to know too. But those are just some things that I witnessed that for the first time, that I didn't know about, and I wouldn't have known about if I didn't take this cruise. And so if anybody have any questions about cruising, or if you're planning on taking a cruise or anything, definitely reach out. You can reach me at easytravelfreedom@gmail.com. That's easytravelfreedom@gmail. If you have any questions, or if you want to know about our next group trip, definitely reach out. And you are all invited. Everyone is invited on our group travels. So send that information. Let me know when you're looking to travel, and I can send you the best options and all the deals that are available to you, and also all the different destinations. So my next cruise I think I want to try is Virgin Voyages. That is a all adult, grown and sexy cruise. You come as you are. You don't have to dress up if you don't want to. That's another thing. Some of these cruise ships, to eat in the specialty dining areas, um you have to dress up, put like a suit coat on, dress up really nice to go into those restaurants to eat. um MSC cruises, casual, they didn't really bother us about how we dress or nothing. Everything was cool. um but I do know some of those cruise ships are real um selective about how you dress to eat. But Virgin Voyages, they don't care. They said come as you are. Everything is included. They don't care about any of that. You can, dress as comfortable as you want, eat where you want. There's no buffets also on Virgin Voyages. So that is definitely my next one. My next cruise, I want to do a Virgin cruise. You have something to say?
Buffet was cool. Um, I'm simple, so like the buffet. The children like the buffet too, so you know that was easy. I don't really like the specialty restaurant. The food wasn't bad either. I preferred being able to just go and pick what I wanted. It was cool. They had like Indian food, all types of stuff. They had stuff for everybody. Like even they have vegan options, all that stuff.
Yeah, the
I was cool
buffets
with
are
that.
cool. I didn't really like the specialty dining because we don't really eat a lot of stuff. Like we don't eat beef, we don't eat pork, lamb and all that stuff. We don't eat mammals, period. And so it wasn't really a lot to pick from on the menu, but the menus do change every day. So the menus was not the same every day, and that was cool. But both times when I ate there, I ate the same thing because there wasn't really a lot of options for people like me. But I think that the children, they kind of like the specialty dining because it made them feel fancy. We got the little girls ordering, salmon, and they said they wanted to eat fancy. I thought that was so funny. So it was cool. Overall, it was cool. We enjoyed our trip. And those are just some things that, we experienced that we wanted to share with everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to um, reserve or create a vacation, destination, cruise, any kind. You said, did you all need a passport? No, we didn't. I said earlier that in a closed loop cruise, coming from a U.S. port and leaving from a U.S. port and returning to a U.S. port, you do not need passports, but you do need a birth certificate and another form of ID, such as driver's license or state ID or even passport card. With your passport card, it's kind of like your state ID. But you cannot fly to other countries on a passport card. Um, they said that the passport card was a lot easier and cheaper to get, so all of our children got passport cards. So we just used the birth certificate and passport cards for everyone, but only because it has your picture. It's like a form of identification with your picture on it. So no passports were required. Um, Now there are some cruises where you get on the cruise ship in another country. Like you get on the cruise ship from Greece or from Italy. Those you will definitely need your passports because you have to fly to those destinations to get on the ship. But when you're getting on a ship from Galveston, Texas, Baltimore, Maryland, Miami, Florida, there's so many US ports. There's the New York, Brooklyn, New York ports. Um, when you're getting off and on at a US port, you do not need your passport. You're welcome, darling. Any other questions? I'm always here to answer.
All right. All right. Gratitude, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like and the share button. If you have any questions, email easytravelfreedom@gmail.com.
And be sure to join our group, our Facebook group. It's a travel group. It's Easy Travel Freedom on Facebook. We're just sharing our experience with different travelers in the group. Everybody shares their experience, posting pictures about different destinations that they visited. There's a lot to learn if you're traveling out of the country, especially with all the stuff that's going on around the world. A lot of people are posting their experience. We have because if you remember, a couple months ago, there were some travel advisories for Jamaica and the Bahamas, and I actually booked a lot of those trips where I was so happy with the feedback with people posting in the group saying it was perfectly fine. They felt safe the whole time. Everything was amazing. So it's definitely a good group to be a part of, just to see what's going on with other travelers around the world, and you know get in there and post your pictures if you're traveling. Post destinations that you want to travel to. Check out some of the other posts from everyone else's cruise and travels, and keep it going. I'll see you guys in the group. Peace and love, and thanks everyone for coming in tonight.